Hi there folks, Alex here. I just want to do a bit of a sort of step-by-step bit of a walkthrough on this calculator. So it is intended to help you with costings, pricings when it comes to pricing a project out. It'll also help you see how much it is you're actually spending, and then you can add additional bits and pieces to it. I'll go through each section and we'll just look through it all. If you're in the group chat, then absolutely put some feedback or in the comments below on this video. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to ignore this front page for now, because what we need to do is populate the lists that we're going to be pulling information from. So the leather list, for example, the item, we're going to put everything, as much information into this as we can. There will be different sheets for different currencies, so Australian dollars, US dollars, etc. Where I'd suggest that you get the information from is invoices or from receipts that you've got, so that you know what it is, or if you've done online orders and things like that. So this is for your leather, or if you get materials, lining materials, fabrics, things like that. Try and stick to the things that we've got on here. So we're using square foot, so put it in as square foot. So as an example, I've got some Metropolitan leather 1 to 1.5 mil, tooling side. It's going to make it easy for me to reference it. Description, take that directly from the website, take it from the receipt where it's easiest. It's 1 to 1.5 mil tooling leather. It is a side that I have. Its actual square footage is 19.6. It says it on the back, and the supplier is Metropolitan. Buy price was £123.50, I think. So this is something new that I've added, and you put in your rate of tax. So I know that in the UK you're normally paying 20% tax. However, for this to be more international, different countries, different states, etc. have different rates of tax. So in this you put in the tax percentage. Australia general sales tax is 10%, so you can just type in 10% and it'll add it on for you. In the UK it is 20%. So when I add the 20%, the sheet will work out what it needs to over here. That's how much it's cost me, and that's how much it's going to cost me per square foot. We'll get onto why that's important later, but essentially what you need to do is fill this in with a load of different leathers, put your descriptions in, your cuts, the size, supplier if you want. A lot of these things you don't really need to do, as long as you've got the size and the item. These are the main things. So the item name, the size, and the buy price and your tax. If there's no tax to put on it, you can leave that, that's fine. So if I just put that in at £20, it's still going to be £20, but I do need to have size per square footage to generate the cost per square foot, as you can see here. So we'll do the same on hardware, exactly the same sort of thing. So I've got some line 24 snaps, but let's say I've got some line 20 snaps, which are a handy thing. They are pickle line 20 snaps. You get 100 in the pack from Handmade leather, and it cost me £6. I don't actually know what that is. Just making this up, and the tax on that will be 20%, and you can see there it's added onto that. So this is only rounded to 2 decimal places, which isn't a major issue. I will have a look at that. I'll do the same with the thread list. Put in what it is. You know, on this you can say that it is tiger thread 6 mil, and then put the details in here. 26 thread length. You bought it at 500 meters from Etsy. Lined leather. I know this guy sells it. Buy price was £55 with 20% tax. As to work out what is per metre. So once we've populated these lists, your thread list, your hardware list and your leather list, then what we want to do is go back into your product pricing. This is sort of the main part, the fun part of it. So project name on this, I'm going to call it with so that's good on there. The leather I'm going to use is up here. I'm going to use my Metropolitan leather. So I've added the material in. If there's other things that we're going to be using, we can just add them on. And this works one row at a time, which is how this will work out with the material and pattern size. So whatever you put in here, you're going to put how much of it in this next section over here in the middle. So I'm only going to use one piece at the moment. This gives you an option, so it's one or the other. You don't need to put both in. So if you know what the square footage is that you've used, you can type that in and say that it was 1.25 square foot. Yeah, fantastic. However, if you have printed your pattern off, most people use an A4 page, and if you look at how many A4 pages you've printed off, yes, okay, you will be trimming some things down. You may only get one strap, which isn't a full A4 page. However, you can sort of guesstimate and have a good idea of what it is. So if we put that as one A4 page or two A4 pages, works out about the same. So what you can see there, it's already done, is found our material cost for us, which is great because it knows what material we're using, it knows how much it's going to charge per square foot, and then that's how much it's costing us in our project. So if we just have it as 1 square foot, we can see cost per square foot is the same, it adds on here. However, if it is more, we just add it in. If we have hardware, go across to the hardware, again this is populated from the hardware tab at the bottom, and the material tab is populated from the leather list. So we'll go hardware, we're going to pick from the drop down, and we're going to use one of these, and that is the cost, which is the same as what it says on there. If we know that we need to use 5 of these, we're going to change it over. The next thing we want to have a look at is labour. So we're going to say that to make all of this is going to take us 3 hours, and we're going to charge £15 an hour. Add the labour cost here, and then we'll add it to the total down here. If you're going to be doing tooling, then this can take a significantly much longer length of time to complete, and you may want to have a lower cost per hour. So let's say it's actually going to take me 3 hours to assemble, die and assemble the wallet. However, the tooling on this wallet is going to take me 6 hours. But I know that I'm never going to get £15 an hour because it takes it significantly, so I'm only going to charge £8.50 an hour. Yeah, again, this can be Australian dollars, US dollars, Canadian rupees, whatever it is you need it to be. That will add it all on. You don't have to do this at all. Same with this. However, if you are going to be trying to work out your costings for your own time, then absolutely put that in. So I'm going to say 3 hours, £15 an hour, as an example. Then you can also put any shipping or postage, packaging, shipping, handling, anything like that. So the packaging is going to cost me £2.50 for a box, and it's going to cost me £4 to send it to the person. I'm going to add that in there. You can do this before, after, during. None of these sort of really matter as long as all the boxes are filled in. It will generate the cost for you down here. When it comes to using thread, if you know what thread you're using, pick the thread you're using. This next box we're going to look at is your thread calculator. I'm thinking about putting this as a separate form anyway, just for general usage, and this will work out, and I've used it a couple of times and it does seem to work. It will work out how much thread you need for your particular project that you're working on. It's a little bit different when it comes to doing set lengths. So if you know that you're going to be doing, so for example on this wallet pattern that I have in mind here, it's 2 short lengths followed by 2 short lengths followed by the 2 long outers. So it doesn't take into account the needle thread for needles. allowance, so the bit that is used to lock off and also to do your back stitching. But in general, for doing single lengths, this calculator does work, and if you know that it's you need to do it for one full project, say if you're doing a full outside of a bag, or if you're doing your hand sewing straps and belts, things like that, that will help. So what I've said is, ideally you change this if it's not 9 centimeters per needle, then you can change it yourself. But let's say it's 18 centimeters in total because we have 2 needles. That includes fold round for the locking it off, and let's say just a little bit of pull through, and also a little bit of back stitch as well. So total thickness of material. If you've got one 1.5mm piece of leather that you're going to be stitching to another 1.5mm piece of leather, and you've not skived any of this down, then you're going to have yourself a 3mm piece of leather. The stitching length, the space between the teeth or prongs on your stitching chisel, that's what you're using, or the spacing between the holes of the pattern. Normally if you're using a stitching chisel, say on the side, what the spacing is. Case blades, do some random sizes, 3.85mm, etc. If it is a 3.85mm, 3.85, and then the total length of what it is you need to stitch. So let's say that we're going to do this wallet, for example, and we're just going to ignore the fact that it's, the couple of stop and start pieces. We're looking at something in the region of maybe 35 centimeters in total. I'll add that on here. It's going to take into account that the thread that we've selected and the cost that that's coming up at. It's going to tell us how much I'm going to need for the project, and then over on the thread cost, it's going to tell me how much I've actually spent, which doesn't look that much. Probably about right, really. But people seem to overestimate the cost of thread, and like I say, if you know you're going to be stopping and starting, this does not take that into account. The next bit we want to look at is this main sort of piece here in the middle. Material cost is taken from your material and how much you're using of it. The hardware cost is taken from the hardware and the list that you've provided, how many you're using. The labour cost is how long it's taking you and how much you're charging. Labour cost tooling, again you don't have to add that, but it's there if you need it to. Thread cost is taken from thread that you're told that you're using by how much it is you need to use, and that is your cost of the item. The next bit we want to look at are any extras. So we want to make profit on this because at the moment, yes, we're paying our labour cost, but we're not making a profit. So if we say we want to make 15%, this will add it onto this. We also have shipping on there, which is taken from the postage and packaging on the left hand side. Any extras. So the reason we've put this in is if you know that you've used an awful lot of finish, or if you've got a weird number and you just want to round it up, then you can just put this extra box in. So let's say we want to round this up, we're going to put this in at 0.66, is that right? Makes it a nice round number. And then that's your sale price. So you can then say to the customer that you have that's your sale price, and you can sort of break that down to yourself. You don't tell the customer necessarily that you're putting 15% profit into it and you're paying yourself this much money. It's something you can disclose if you wish. You can not put any percentage in and increase your cost per hour. That's something for you to decide yourself. But as we can see here, that's how much it's costing you to make it, and you're paying yourself. If you want, you can remove the labour cost, and it will show you actually how much it's costing you to make the item. So in this case, it's less than £10, but we're going to be selling it for £70. Something we can do at this point as well. I know that this is what I'm going to generally be using for my wallet with Coin Pouch. I'm going to export it as a PDF, and what this will do, I'm going to name it as wallet with coin. I'm going to save that and figure out why that. So once that's saved, we have a PDF to view, and we can save that in our records if we wish. Yep, so we have that, and then all we do, yep, so once we've got the wallet patterns saved, it will save something looking like this with all the information on there. It's not the prettiest looking thing, but it will save it as well. So if you've got any questions, put them in the comments below or find me a message across. This will be changing. I'll probably put an update out. I won't put a new version out with every update. However, as and when major updates come, I'll let you know. Like I say, all your feedback is greatly appreciated. Look forward to hearing from you all soon.